Today we're talking about investing in Airbnb in 2025. Now, it's not the way most people think. If you've ever wanted to get into short-term rentals without owning properties, then you need to hear this. The traditional way of investing in Airbnb, from buying properties, putting 20% down, and managing everything yourself, is completely outdated. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and give you a simple list of the best Airbnb tips, because that's not what's actually gonna make you successful in Airbnb. What you need to understand is how to control cash flowing properties without owning them, and how to structure deals correctly so then you can go and generate $3,000 to $5,000 per month profit using none of your own money. So today, I'm gonna be breaking down my exact blueprint that I've used to amass over 20 plus Airbnbs worth over $30 million and over 500 Airbnbs for others using none of your own money. And if you follow this exact guide, you'll only need 1 to 3 properties to completely change your financial life without taking on massive risk. And I know this personally works because I've done it and I've helped others do it as well. And these are going to be the secrets of getting real results in 2025. Let's get into it. First, you need to understand how this business model actually works. It's called Airbnb arbitrage. Simply put, you're renting units from landlords and you're getting their permission to list the unit on Airbnb. Now, this is a great business model for those with a genuine interest of getting into real estate, for those who want to get their foot in the door, or maybe those who want to go and increase their monthly income and ultimately roll those profits into ownership to build wealth. I love this rental model because it's 10 times less capital intensive than ownership. It's more profitable and it'll pay you every single month, and you can easily replace your full-time income with 1 to 3 Airbnbs. Okay, so here's why rental arbitrage is the only foolproof way to run a profitable Airbnb in 2025. Let's answer the old age question. Why would I want to go and pay someone else's mortgage down, or why would I want to rent when I can go and buy a unit? So let's break down the numbers. If I were to go and buy an Airbnb and if I were to rent the same exact unit, let's see how the numbers pencil out. So these numbers are going to be reflecting Southern California numbers. This is the market that I'm in. So let's say I found a great unit for $1 million purchase price. To be able to get into the deal, I need 20% down, which is $200,000. And at a 7.25% interest rate for an investment home, I would be paying $6,700 per month. That covers my PITI, my principal, insurance, taxes, interest. And let's say on average, I can go and profit $2,000 per month across the year. Great investment. Now, what if I rented the same exact home? The market rent for this unit is going to be $4,000 per month, and for me to be able to get into the deal, it would require 1 month's rent plus a 1 month deposit. That makes $8,000 all in. So my monthly expense is going to be $4,000 per month for rent. Here I could go and profit $4,700 a month. So my first point here is actually to show you that I can profit way more with this rental model, because my biggest operating expense every single month is my rent versus my mortgage payment. The difference there is $2,700. Next, let's look at the amount of money that is required to go and do business. If I wanted to go and own this home, I would need a $200,000 down payment, and let's say to go and furnish, it's $15,000. I'm all in for $215,000 and to go and profit $2,000 per month on average. And the amount of capital that I need to do rental arbitrage is $8,000 to cover my first month's rent plus deposit, and it's the same $15,000 to go and furnish the unit. So over here, I would only need $23,000 to go and generate $4,700 per month. So when you do the math, with $215,000, you can go and get 9 of these rental arbitrage deals and generate 9 times more profit. That makes $42,000 in profit a month. So that means every 6 months, that would go and generate $240,000 profit, which is more than enough to go and buy that $1 million Airbnb. So therefore, if you focus on the rental arbitrage model, you would be able to go and buy that $1 million Airbnb every 6 months. This is by far the smartest way to go and increase your income so you can buy real estate and build wealth at an accelerated rate. Okay, here's how to go and identify banger properties for Airbnb arbitrage. So I'm a huge advocate of high profit units only. What I'm not a big fan of is a high volume model where I need 30 plus units to go and make a meaningful profit. I am the exact opposite. Manage less, make more. And if you want guaranteed high profit and to completely minimize your risk, here's my strategy. So I call it highest and best value. This is a term that I had coined that breaks down to 2 main things that we care about. Number 1, who is charging the most on Airbnb, aka who's got the highest ADR, average daily rate on Airbnb. And number 2, who is staying fully occupied. So think about it. If we look on Airbnb and we want to identify who is charging the most, and of those people who are charging the most, who actually stays fully occupied, occupied. Essentially, you're identifying the best performers on the market that are generating the most money. Once you've identified highest and best value, then we go and study them. What's their bed and bath configuration? Geographically, where are they exactly located? What type of amenities do they have? Do I need a pool? Do I need a rooftop with city views? Do I need a hot tub? Do I need a game room? So once we've identified highest and best value, we collect all of this information, then we go and find these exact units for rent on the market, and we go and outperform our competition. Before we hop into a live example, there's one more rule that I need to go and teach you. So this rule is called the 75-55 rule. This is a rule of occupancy that I've created that are two separate rules that must be met. Now the 75 rule says in the next 30 days from current day, we want to see 75% plus occupancy, or that's about 22 plus days booked. And if that is met, then we go over to the 55 rule. The 55 rule says in the next 30 to 60 days, we want to see 55% plus occupancy, or about 15 plus days booked. All right, let's hop into the live example. So I'm going to go and start off on Airbnb.com. When I'm here, I'm going to go and search up any market I'm interested in. Maybe you like the Hawaii market or Seattle market. Here, I'm going to go and look in the Arizona market. This is going to be Sedona. And then what you want to go and do next is leave the dates alone. This is really important. And then go and crank the guest count up to 6 guests. Okay, we're going to hit search, and then we're going to go rock over to the filters button. We're going to click that, and we're going to go and filter up to $300 per night. This makes Airbnb display who is charging the most, right? So we're gonna go ahead and click show. And also when you think about it, right, what would you rather host, an $80 per night guest or a $300 plus per night guest? Obviously you wanna go $300 plus per night. You make way more money that way. And outside of that too, you have to think about your clientele that comes in. The person who pays you $300 plus per night is gonna be a much higher caliber clientele than somebody who pays you $80 per night. So that comes with the less crazy requests, questions, and less chances of someone truly trashing your home. So let's go right into it, okay? So what we're gonna go and do is we're gonna hit this caret button right here. It's gonna knock that out of the way. And then we're gonna open up a whole bunch of Airbnbs. Notice how when you zoom in, you can go and click on so many more Airbnbs here. So I have a whole list up top. That way, you know, I can keep this training nice and short, but then also teach my point, okay? So we're gonna hop right into it, and we're gonna scroll on down to the calendar. This is the first thing that I want you to see. So what we're gonna go and do is look at the 75-55 rule, starting with the 75 rule. So the 75 rule says in the next 30 days from current day, so current day right now for me is March 12th. Okay, so from the 12th to the 12th in the next 30 days from current day, I want to see 75% plus occupancy or 22 plus days booked. So here that's very clear. Okay, and we're gonna bump it out. So that rule has to be met. When it does meet, we're gonna go and bump this out, and we're gonna look at the 55 rule. In the next 30 to 60 days, so the 12th to the 12th, I wanna go and see 55% plus occupancy or 15 plus days booked. Let's count these days booked, okay? So here we are. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Beautiful. So this does meet our 75-55 rule. The next thing you have to do is click the reviews. What you want to go and do is filter for the most recent reviews, and what we're looking for are very recent reviews, proof, right? This is how you go and look at true data when you're looking through Airbnb, okay? So we see month after month after month, there's a lot of evidence. Very good. So when the 75-55 rule is met, and then also when you have very recent reviews, go ahead and click save, okay? And when you save it, it kind of saves it to like a bookmark list, so that way you can come back and study it later. All right, let's go on to the next example. Here we go. So here we go. The 75 rule says in the next 30 days from current day, so the 12th to the 12th, we want to see 75% plus occupancy or 22 plus days booked. So here we do not see that, right? So very quickly, I'm gone, right? So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to build decisiveness. When you invest in real estate, when you start a business, you have to build decisiveness. So with the 75-55 rule, after you filtered for 300 plus per night, you can easily sift through the market and figure out good deal, bad deal, good deal, bad deal. This is extremely important, the decisiveness component of when you're deciding what type of units to go and invest in. And the other thing that's really important is to understand the data. So let's keep going. Here we are. So let's jump right into the calendar. We've got the 12th to the 12th. Let's count the days that are unbooked. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days unbooked. So we're about 24 days booked. So that does meet our 75 rule. Then let's go look at the 55 rule, the 12th to the 12th, right? So very clearly here we can see 55% plus occupancy. Excellent. So next we got to go and click through the reviews, make sure that everything is recent. So all the reviews are there. Very, very good. So we're gonna go and hit save, okay? Let's move a little bit faster now. So now you've got a little bit of pattern recognition, right? So the 12th to the 12th, good, that checks out. The 12th to the 12th, good, that checks out. Let's go and look at the reviews. So we've got awesome reviews, all there, okay? They're recent. You see how you wanna go and see reviews from month after month after month very consistently, okay? You don't wanna see a big gap. You don't wanna see a couple months gap. You don't wanna see a big year-long gap. That tells you that most likely those bookings that you see is not really good data for you to go off of and make your business decisions from. Okay, so let's keep going. So here, this one looks good. We're gonna go and click save. Next one, this one looks good too. The 12th to the 12th, very clear. 12th to the 12th, very clear. That's our 75-55 rule. Let's go and double check our reviews. Very good. 2 days ago, 1 week, February, right? This was last month, January. It's all there. Very, very clean. Okay, so when you see that, go ahead and click save, and we're gonna keep rocking here. Let's move a little bit faster. 12th to the 12th, that checks out. 12th to the 12th, that checks out. Very good. Let's go look at the reviews. Awesome. So usually when you guys go and replicate this, you're not going to see a lot of back-to-back great deals. I've just done some of the research prior just to make this training more streamlined. Okay, let's go and do 2 more examples. All right, so here we are, March 12th, April 12th. That's the next 30 days from current day. We see 75% plus, check. 12th to the 12th, that looks good as well. Very good. Let's go and click the reviews. Awesome. Okay, so we've got 2 weeks, January, December, month after month. It's all there. Very good. Next example. Okay, this will be our last one. All right, so here we're looking at the 12th to the 12th. Very good. 12th to the 12th. 75-55 rule checks out. Let's go and make sure we see very consistent reviews. Great. So once you've gone through, let's go do a simple 10-mile radius to 20-mile radius first, okay? Then you're able to identify the highest and best value across all of them. And so we can study these guys very specifically, right? So all of these examples are going to be 4 bedrooms, but you're going to find some units that meet 75-55 rule, 3 bedroom, 5 bedroom, 2 bedrooms, for example, right? But in this example, let me go and rock with the 4 bedroom example. So with these 4 bedrooms, right, we can go and study them now. We can look at their bed and bath configuration. We can see their unit, how it looks exactly, what type of amenities do they have. Like for example, I saw a hot tub in some of the photos. See, this one's got a hot tub here. Okay, so that's telling me that we most likely are gonna need a hot tub in our unit to perform just like these guys, okay? All right, and so when you see that, the 4 bedrooms here, let's see how much they can generate. We can go and get a rough estimate, right? So 400 to 500 a night makes about 12 to 15K a month, right? 12 to 15K per month. Okay, so we're getting a feel for the market here. You can scroll down, okay, and you can see exactly where they're located. So here's the Sedona market, here's West Sedona, okay? Very good. So we see here is one example of a 4 bedroom doing about 12 to 15K a month. Let's go look at the next one. See, this one's got another hot tub, 4 bedroom as well. We can go and see here, this one's doing really, really good. Up there in the 15 to 21,000 a month, okay? 15 to 21,000 a month, super good. And we can take a look at the caliber of unit too. That's really important, right? Because then if I put out a unit like this, right, then I can charge a little bit higher, okay? But it's really important to understand the caliber of unit as well. Like I can't go and secure, you know, a unit of 2014 standards and expect to charge this much. It's not the same caliber. So it's really important to understand that, okay? All right, very good. So this unit again can do 15 to 21K per month, looking really solid. We can go and check the location really quick here to make sure we land in the same area. Very good. Sedona, West Sedona market. Okay, here's another one. So this one's got the pool. We can kind of get a glance here. Let's move a little bit faster. This one, very clear, can generate about 12 to 15K per month. So that's 2 examples. We've seen that 12 to 15K a month. Over here, same thing, Sedona, West Sedona. We can see the listing located there. All right, nice. Let's check this one out. So this one's cranking like 15 to 18K a month. Really, really good. 15 to 18K a month. Another 4 bedroom example. We can double check the location. Awesome. They're all hovering around this West Sedona market. All right, here we go. This one is going to be doing about 12 to 15K a month too. Okay, very good. Let's check the location. And then you start to notice this pattern. They're all hovering around here. So that tells us we need to be here, right? If all of our examples that have highest and best value are over here, but then we find a unit over here, that's not going to work out, right? It's got to be in the same vicinity. Okay, so that's really important to understand. All right, so here we are with another example. This one is about 15 to 18,000 a month. Okay, 15 to 18,000 per month as a 4 bedroom. Awesome. Okay, so they're all up in this area, West Sedona. So this one, just to be very, very clear, this one can go and generate approximately, yeah, pretty clear, like 16 to 18,000. So what we've seen so far, right? What we've seen so far is in this market, the 4 bedrooms around this West Sedona market right here, the 4 bedrooms can generate anywhere from 12 to 21,000 per month. very, very high revenue driving market, okay? And so what we're gonna go and do now is, because we now understand the bed configuration, we understand about what caliber of home, let's go onto Zillow and look for units for rent, okay? So let's go and do that right now. So we're gonna go on Zillow, we're gonna pop over to for rent. All right, here we are in the Sedona market, tons of units here, as you can see. What is it, like 120 something? And so let's go and filter this just to clean it up a little bit and we can get our exact match. So we like 4-bedroom, let's do 2-bath plus. We're gonna hit apply, we're gonna zoom in. Here's our Sedona market, there's West Sedona. Conveniently, we've got one single unit right here. Now there's the 15,000 option, the 14,000 option, but why would I go with that when I know they can generate anywhere between 12 to 21K a month? So let's go and look at this $5,700 option. All right, so first we got to look at the unit and double check the caliber of home, make sure it kind of matches. It can't be like an old janky unit, right? Let's see. Usually what I like are modern homes, okay? So this one's really nice. It kind of looks like it's got a little courtyard here, really great for backyard amenities. So we're definitely going to take that into account. And the interior looks awesome. Interior looks awesome. We can do so much with furnishing for this unit. So I like this one a lot. Amazing. Let's use this as our example. Okay, so now that we have this one, $5,700 rent. I know a lot of people will look at this. Don't get me wrong, that is expensive, right? But don't let an expensive rent keep you from investing in real estate. Why? Because we're looking at the data and we can see very clearly units like these can go and generate anywhere between $12,000 to $21,000 per month on Airbnb. So don't be afraid when you understand the numbers. The more you understand, the less risky it becomes, okay? So let me explain. So the next thing that we have to go and do is to go and calculate our profitability, okay? That's the next important step. So for the 4-bedroom, let's go and look at our comparables again. And so let me just go and kick it off with this. This is a very important question you need to ask yourself when you are calculating profitability, and it goes like this. What is the lowest I need to charge in order to be 100% booked? Okay, so keep that in mind. So let's go and look at our comparables in the market, okay? So this one is 468, 700, 500, about 600, 485, 580, and 600, right? And so I want you to think very conservatively. What is the lowest I need to charge in order to be 100% booked? So this one's 600, 580, 485, 590, 500, 700, and 468, okay? So let's go and choose something that's definitely on the lower and more conservative side. So these guys are gonna be the ones that are charging the lowest, right? Let's choose a number that's approximately 10% less than the person that's charging the least, okay? So in that case, why don't we go and choose a number, let's say 400. I think we can all agree, based on the comparables within this market, that $400 per night will book out 100%. Very fair, okay? So let's go and look at the rent again to remind us, and we're gonna plug it into our calculator here. So rent is $5,700 a month. So we're gonna plug it into our calculator. Let's see how the numbers pencil out. So we need a 1-month security deposit, and we need to do our 1 month's rent, okay? Let me scroll down a little bit for furnishing. This is gonna be really helpful for you guys because you can go and budget, right? You don't wanna spend too little and be a cheapo, and you don't wanna go crazy because that hurts your break-even times, okay? So make sure you go and budget appropriately. Here, I'm gonna go and allocate $18,000 to go and furnish. We have a really nice patio, backyard, courtyard, so we're gonna go and allocate $2,000 to that. And my $5,000 right here for the miscellaneous portion is gonna be for that hot tub. It's gonna be super important, okay? So the hot tub is definitely gonna sell the unit and help us get a lot more bookings. So let's go and rock through the rest of the calculator here. So $5,700 rent. Average utilities for a 3-bedroom is $600, so I gave it $750. $50 for internet. Insurance is actually free. When you host on Airbnb, you get something that's called Air Cover for Hosts. Now, this is Airbnb's version of insurance, and you're covered up to $3 million in damages. This is extremely powerful, and also $1 million in liability. But you're probably asking, what the heck are you paying insurance for? So I always like to carry an additional layer of insurance. It's from Proper.insure. And on average, for a 3-bedroom, that's gonna cost you about $1,200 per year, okay? So for a 4-bedroom, approximately $140 per month, okay? So let's talk about our cleaning costs. So every time there's a turnover, every time a guest leaves, our cleaners come in, how much is it gonna cost us? So let me show you guys right here. Let me bump this down a little bit. So I've got for you guys a nice little breakdown in the corner here, and this is how much you should be paying on average per bedroom across the whole entire United States. And something to note too that I found is on the East Coast, it's more towards the lower side, and on the West Coast, it's more towards the higher side, just so you guys know, okay? So our cleaning costs that we pay our cleaners is gonna be $200 every single clean for a 4-bedroom. Consumables, think things like soaps, paper towels, toilet paper, that kind of thing, replenishables every single time. It's about 15 bucks every single time. I know earlier I asked you guys, what's the lowest I need to charge to be 100% occupied? But in this case, I'm very, very conservative. So I'm gonna bump it down to 28 nights, okay? If you're wondering how much does Airbnb take from us on hosting fees, they only take 3%. It's chump change, right? Now the cleaning fee. The cleaning fee is what we as hosts charge to the guests. So the guests are actually paying for the cleaning fee. And this $250 here, let's go and look at the market. We can go and fact check. Here's 235, 280, 360, right? So you see here about 250 is a good place to go and be at for our cleaning fee. So the nice thing is most of the time you will never have to come out of pocket for your cleaning costs. So that's a really nice plus. Now for our ADR, we agreed on $400 per night. Let's see how our profitability looks like. Okay, boom, there you guys have it. Okay, $4,200 per month profit. Now the reason why our strategy is so powerful here is, think about it. What business can you go all in $36,000 on and go and profit $4,200 per month, right? Now it's very rare to have a business in this world that has that type of return on investment. Now the second thing to keep in mind is our break-even times, because we are going to be borrowing money from the banks at 0% interest for 12 months. And so it's very important that you can break even on your money. So I have this built in for us at the top right of number of months to break even, and it simply just takes our startup cost of $36,000 and divides it by our monthly profit. So here we can easily break even before 12 months. Now here's the crazy part about this strategy. Think back to that question that I had asked earlier. What is the lowest that I need to charge to be 100% booked, right? I asked you to give me your most conservative number, and we chose a number well below everyone else in the market, and we're able to go and generate a massive profit. What does that do to our risk? If I asked to give me your most conservative number and we were able to generate a massive $4,200 profit, what does that do to our risk? It minimizes it, exactly. Because the interesting thing is here with the ADR, right? With the ADR of being 400, do we have room for 450? We sure do. See how that pencils out? 5,600 bucks profit. Do we have room for 500? We do. Almost $7,000 profit per month, right? So let's go and rock it back just to the $400 ADR. Once again, I'm conservative. I like to calculate on a very, very conservative basis. Why? Because it goes and reduces my risk if that conservative number can go and generate a massive profit. And just think about it, right? With $4,200 profit per month, this is a full-time income for a lot of people, right? But why would you stop there? Get into your second, get into your third, right? And that way you can go and achieve true financial freedom, and then you can go and dump these profits into ownership. Okay, so now you understand how to find high profit deals and how to minimize your risk. Now you need to understand how to go and fund your Airbnb business using none of your own money. Firstly, I will say this. If you live in the US, you are so blessed with living in a system that gives free money at 0% interest. Nowhere else in this world has this. You owe it to yourself and to your future generations to understand how the system works so you can go and utilize it and make it work for you. So here we go. What you're gonna go and need is to open up an LLC. This formalizes you from an individual into a business, and this also helps you protect your assets. Now, a couple of my favorite states to go and open up your LLC in is going to be Delaware, Wyoming, and Iowa, because these states give you tons of privacy, and they're also considered non-piercing states, meaning it goes and protects you from the inside attacks and the outside attacks. Inside attacks meaning maybe a tenant slips and falls in your unit, and an outside attack meaning you accidentally hit a motorcyclist on the road and it was your fault. This protects you from the outside attacks. So once you've formed your LLC, you'll receive an EIN, which basically is like a social security number for your business. Now you can go and open up a business checking account. With business checking accounts, the banks usually like to see you go and deposit about 2 to 5 grand in there before you can go and start applying for business credit. So here are some of my favorite 0% interest business credit cards to get started with. So Chase Business Inc. There's 2 really awesome ones. One is called the Business Inc. Cash, and the other one is called Business Inc. Unlimited. Once you rock with those, you can head over to AMX. They have Blue Cash. Bank of America has a whole bunch of great products, 0% interest as well. And by the way, if any of you guys are active duty military or veteran, thank you guys for your service. You have access to incredible funding products. One of them is called Navy Federal and the other one is called Pentagon Federal. Super good. Now, I would say having a 680 plus credit score is going to be the minimum to go and get business funding on a brand new LLC. And yes, it's 100% possible to get business funding on a brand new LLC. And by the way, if you need some help with your credit, I've got a free 100-point credit boosting closing guide, all you gotta do is head over to my IG. You can grab it from there. It's at Calvin Tran Official. Or if you can't find it, just send me a DM and I'll shoot you over a copy. Okay, so the next thing that's super important to talk about are the top 2 common mistakes I see that you have to avoid. So mistake number 1, I hear this all the time. Calvin, my Airbnb's gotta be next to the beach. It's gotta be next to the airport. It's gotta be near downtown. That way it can perform really well, right? Wrong. 100,000,000% wrong. This is one of the leading reasons why people lose money. This is called I think, I feel emotions. In business, you cannot make decisions based off of your emotions, okay? It is so important to look at true data. Follow that blueprint that I had given you to make sure you don't make the same exact mistakes. And so common mistake number 2 is AirDNA. AirDNA is a piece of software. Everybody knows AirDNA, where you go and take an address, plug it into AirDNA, and it'll tell you what is your nightly rate, what is your percentage occupancy, and what is your average yearly revenue. So I'm here to tell you it's completely inaccurate, and in fact, it's garbage. Learn how to do market analysis correctly. Otherwise, it's gonna cost you tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in mistake. Let me explain a little bit more why AirDNA is completely garbage. So here's a little background information about Airbnb itself. Let me explain a very common trend that happens on Airbnb. So when a host no longer wants to host anymore, they don't take the listing down like a normal person. What they go and do is they block off the calendar months and months and months into advance. So let me give you an example right here. So here's a perfect example that happens all the time. We're gonna go and jump into the calendar here, and you can see here, apparently they're booked out. It doesn't look very organic. There's no 2, 3, 4, 5 day openings, right? And of course, what do we go and do next? We have to go and check the reviews, right? And so this goes and proves the point. The reviews are several months old, and then it jumps another 4 or 5 months, and then it continues to go, and there's no consistency, and it jumps even from 2024 abruptly to 2023, okay? So this is your proof. Now, the point that I'm trying to make here is that when it comes to software, AirDNA, it cannot tell the difference between true bookings and blocked off days. It counts all of these as true bookings. And so what it does is the algorithm eats it all in onto AirDNA, and it artificially inflates all of the numbers. So this is the second leading cause as to why people lose money on Airbnb. Don't make that mistake. Understand this. There's no such thing as a shortcut. Don't be lazy. You want to understand the numbers and everything that you're doing and how to understand the data. All right, so amazing guys. As we wrap up here, a really cool case study I want to share with you is about Danny, who used my exact strategy and over the last 14 months has been able to go from 0 to $90,000 a month. And what's really cool about this is she grew her portfolio using no money out of pocket. She was able to leave her corporate job, even buy an Airbnb for herself, and also went in on one with her dad as well. Absolutely incredible. If you want to learn exactly how to set up your very first Airbnb step by step in the next 90 days, check out my next free live training by clicking the link in the description to register. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.